Are you ready for the market open on Monday? We've got some great trades for next week. We had a bit of a pullback in the market with the situation in Iran, and we've got some semi stocks, some cloud AI stocks, as well as digital payment companies that are on sale right now. And we're going to capitalize on those, and I'm going to go through the trades on the option trading platform in this video. We're going to touch on the different sectors, the economic news, the fear and greed index, and then break down those trade setups. Should be a fun video for you here today. One thing I ask, one thing only, smash that like button down below. You're certainly welcome to subscribe as well. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll jump into it now. All right, guys. Last week we had, on Wednesday, we had the CPI numbers come out, and we came in at 0.1, and we're at 2.4% for the year. So inflation seems to be in check. As far as PPI on Thursday, it came in at 0.1 as well, and 2.6 for the year. So I don't think inflation's a concern right now. The last week, the different sectors, financials were down, energy was up, and that was as of Friday. It was up big with Israel going into Iran. So we'll see how that progresses moving ahead. And the fear and greed index is at 60 right now. So we're still, kind of in the greed mode. So we don't want to have everything invested at this time. At least I don't. And if we look at the S&P 500, we're still up near that 6,000, just under it. We dropped a little below last week, but still fairly well priced, a little bit higher PE, price to earnings than typical. I think we're around 21. Interest rates are at 4.25 to 4.5. No cut in June. July, it's expected to stay. First cut that's priced in is in September, a quarter point, and then it's expected to stay the same in October, and then one more in December, and then continue on next year. Of course, Trump wants those a little bit sooner than that. All right, the first one that we're going to cover is Adobe. They had earnings last week. I like Adobe. It's priced at $391 right now. I've got the 400-390 put spread on. So if we go to curve mode, we can see an analysis. We can see where we're right at the break-even point. Actually, we're a little bit in the red on this one with the pullback. 5.3% on Monday. So that's, again, due to the Israeli-Iran situation and the pullback. So I expect it to move forward. I'm not too worried about it. We're out. I rolled out it to 62 days. So because it was not an immediate winner, I went ahead and rolled from July to August. I'm in August now at 62 days expiration. But Adobe is they're dominant in the with their Photoshop, and again it's the macro that got it. So AI is the next one. C3 AI. I've got a leaps on. So with the pullback in the market, I closed out my short call against it, and so I'm bullish on C3 AI. It's down here. Actually, I'm going to move this over. So again, my charts, guys, they've got the Bollinger Bands. So if we get up near the top of the white, that means it's overbought. Down by the bottom of the white band is oversold in the short term. And then longer term, I look at the 50-day and the 200-day moving averages. So I like when that 50 crosses the 200, but we're not quite there on C3 AI right now, but a great stock. Price to sales is 8, and they've had 3 beats the last 3 earnings plays, and huge growth ahead as well. Let's look at, let me see if I can find, get up here, C3 AI. We'll look on Yahoo Finance, and I'll just show you a couple of things I look at. But you can see that price to sales 7, real good. And if we go to the analysis tab, we can see 3 beats on their earnings. And what is their growth? Their growth 59% expected next year. So that's why I'm long with a leaps option, and then I'll sell a call against it on an up day. But like AI. AMD is another one of my favorites right now. On the pullback, I closed one of my short calls, but because it's so far out at 125, I've got another $10 upside here. I waited. If the market drops further, I'll close another one of these short calls. And but we've got 500 in extrinsic left to collect on the 2 short calls, and then I'm long the 110. But AMD is one of my favorites right now. They've got immense growth coming with the MI350 next quarter, and then the MI400 next year, and they've beat consistently on earnings, so really like that one. The next one we've got Arista Networks. They're trading at 92 right now. It's a data center build-out stock, cloud networking for AI. They make the switches that are used in all the data centers. And let's look at the chart for applied Arista Networks. We're right at the point where the 50's crossing the 200. So I like this long, definitely for Arista Network. Hey, if we go back to AMD, let's see, just to let you know how we're doing there, just in the last 30 days playing these, we've made pretty good money. Yeah, $1,135 just in the last 30 days, closing out our short calls and staying long with the leap. So it had a pull up, but now with the pullback, we closed out the call side. So that's what I'm talking about, guys, trading both sides. So download that free options workshop and learn how to trade options if you're not doing it yet, because as opposed to stocks, you can make money in both directions. What's the next one that we've got? APLD, Applied Digital Data Center Build-Out stock again. I closed 3 of them, but I've still got 476 on the short calls left, so we can still make money on the downside. And then long-term, we've got the leaps. So poor man's covered call, that's one of my favorite strategies. And if we look at, over the last year, we've been doing it in Applied Digital, and we've made almost $3,000, $29.27. So it's been doing well for us. And typically what I found is in a good poor man's covered call, we can control 100 shares of stock for free within 6 months. So we buy the leaps and then we collect monthly income against it. All right. AVGO is the next one. Broadcom trading at 248. Let's see. I've got a iron condor on. So what's my target in? Oh, sorry about that. We're right in the middle. You can see on the in the profit zone on Broadcom. But they beat earnings the last 3 times. My target for Broadcom is 250. So that's what happened. How I got the iron condor on. I don't typically start with an iron condor. I'll stay long, and then if there's a big move up, then I'll throw on the short call side. And you can see, and that's another way of playing both sides. So you can do it in the poor man's cover call, and then you can do it in a put credit spread, and then add the call credit spread as well. But AVGO we've done pretty well in as well, and I think we've made around $500. Yeah, 590. Cheesecake Factory. This is one that's fairly recent that I put on, but these huge growth stock, and it pays a dividend as well. Great fundamentals. They beat the last 3 times on earnings. My target's $70, and love Cheesecake going forward. And I've got a poor man's cover call on. DELL, data center build-out stock. I thought Elon was going to buy a bunch of servers from Dell. I don't know if that ever happened, but it's got a PE of 10 and a PEG ratio of 0.64. So very great priced stock. And you can see we've done pretty well in this poor man's covered call right now. And the chart had a double bottom and then a breakout. So yeah, you can see the double bottom here and then a little bit of a breakout. We're now where the 50 is just coming up on that 200 days. So I like it to move up from here. Definitely. I like Dell moving forward. Google's been down for a while, but to me, it's still a great buy right here at 174. My target is much higher for Google, and just over the last 30 days, we've made $1,168. So over $1,000 in Google just in the last 30 days, trading both sides. And if we look at the chart, yeah, kind of a double bottom and then a break up. And you've got the 50 coming up on the 200. And my target for Google, I'm going to guess it's over 200. Yeah, 215 is my target for Google. They've got so many ways of making income with cloud, Gemini, YouTube, Android, and Waymo. So they're in so many different markets. And I can see the market cap moving to $4 trillion and doubling, and that would translate to a $330 stock price. So Google is just going to continue to kill it, I think, moving forward. All right, GitLab is the next one. GitLab is a open source development AI platform, and they had a double bottom down here. They've broken out above the 200-day moving average. There we are. I was looking at the Lily. Okay, here's GitLab right here. It had a pullback, and what I did was I closed out one of the short calls. There's another one that I can close out. It's at 50% right now. So when Monday's market opens, if it's down, this is typically where I'll close the short call and then just be long. And that's probably what I'll do Monday. But I like GitLab going forward. Lily, that one's been solid for us. I've got a couple put spreads. It's at 819. You can see we've got support down here around 730. The 50-day is just breaking out above the 200-day. We're above that right now at 819. But they've got a huge pipeline of drugs, and Lilly is a great stock moving forward. It's got a dividend as well, and we've been doing pretty good in it, I believe. Just in the last 30 days on the put spreads, $822 that we've made. So it's been good to us. And moving forward, I think Micron had some big moves last week. Let's move on, though. Nike, I think Nike's a good buy right here. It's actually been trending down. So looking at the chart, it doesn't look that great, but I am in Nike right here. Yikes. So we've got a couple of leaps, and man, how much further down can it go? But we're making money on the call side at least, and we've got $300 left in extrinsic in the next 34 days. So that's good. But it's beat earnings the last 3 times, and their new CEO, Elliott Hill, seems to have a much better focus than the previous guy. So the revenue growth is good. Their earnings per share is I think 10%. So I can see this stock at 150, 100, 150 in the next year or two. ServiceNow, 960 to 1050. We've got an iron condor on. It's done pretty well for us just recently, trading in that range. And I like it in that range. It's last 30 days, we've made, $300. But here's the chart. It's been in that range, the 50s above the 200. I love the stock. It's the CEO is really good, and I like it long, but it's been so high that I've put the iron condor on because my target price, the stock's at 988. I think my target's 1050. Yeah. Okay, next one, OKTA. This is a fairly new trade, and I got us signed on Friday or over the weekend. So I've put in I'm going to close out the 100 shares. So I had a put spread on, guys. I had the 120, 110 put spread. And with the pullback last week, some of these stocks got hit. And, I mean, this is a great stock. PE of 32 is a little high, but the PEG is 0.56. So they've got huge growth. They beat earnings the last 3 times. It's a cybersecurity stock. I think Kramer had them on his show last week, but they beat, and the stock dropped. So it dropped big, and I don't know if it was the war or what. But what I'm going to do is just close it out and then put on another Leaps next week, and because it will use much less buying power than owning the 100 shares. The 100 shares is $9,748. So I'll close these out at the same time. I've got it above the market right now, but I'll close them out together so that I don't get hurt on the bid-ask spread. Palantir's continuing to do well. That's a core position. A couple more left. Let's see. PayPal, I think, is a huge buy right now. It's at 70, and it hasn't moved up where it should be just yet. We've got the 50 coming up on the 200-day, and I've got 3 Leaps poor man's covered calls on. So this is one of my favorite positions right now. And the new CEO is really focusing on profitability and doing some cost cutting. All right, Reddit is the next one. Fairly new trade. What did we do? We just put this on. Made $80. But we've got a put spread 105, and if we look at the chart, yeah, the 50 is just coming up on the 200. But these guys are, have more ways to monetize. A lot of people use Reddit. It's huge in the chat boxes, and it's an integral part of that. And what do we have next? We're at Tesla, Trade Desk, UNH, and Upstart. All right. Tesla. Tesla had a move up. So 310 to 340 Iron Condor is what I've got on. I don't know why. My chart's not working there. All right. But 310 to 340 is trading. We've got the 50 coming up on the 200. We're at 325, IVR of 27. And this one always does pretty good. I don't know, $262. But I like Tesla from here. My target's 350, and we're at 325. So we did have a move up, but that's why I've got both sides up. So when we have a move up like that, then I'll throw on the Iron Condor. All right, the Trade Desk. 75 short call. We've made just about half. So I'll look, any down move, I'll close out that short side on the call. But we've got a poor man's covered call. Uber, new trade I'm going to put on. I like the chart. We've got the 50 above the 200. With the pullback, what I try to do is look for some of my favorite stocks. And I think Uber is dominant in the ride business, and they dominate like 70% of the market. So I like Uber long term. And they've also got, they're deploying in China with Robotaxi. And then UNH, this stock's been beat up so bad, so the put spreads have just been making money every month. Let's see what the chart says. Yeah, it got killed, but UNH is such a big company. We've got some of the Congress and insiders that are starting to buy it now at these prices, but there was a DOJ investigation on Medicare-related issues, and that's kind of why it took a hit. But it's a cash flow machine, and it's got a dividend, and it only uses like 35% to pay that dividend, but they're a monster. So put credit spreads when it's down here. I'll just do those month after month until it comes back. And then Upstart, and then I put on Wells last week as well. Yeah, I've got a Leaps on in Wells. And then Upstart, I've got a Leap. So I closed out my call side on Upstart. But I like Upstart going forward. Oh, sorry about that. Let me see my notes on Upstart. Yeah, they beat earnings the last 3 times. They're going to do well as the lower rates come in on the interest rate cuts. and poor man's covered call that I'll look to put the call side on any up move. I'll sell a short call against it. Be sure and download the free options workshop in the link below. Smash that like and subscribe button down below. Leave a comment, ask a question. I answer every one. If you got something out of this video, be sure and watch this next one.